Good morning, beautiful people. I feel like I look a bit different today, but I can't work out why. Anyways, in this bowl, let me tell you people, I've actually got a lot to tell you in this video, very exciting stuff, but most exciting of all, I mean, actually it's not that exciting, but it is for me. Berries are now, they're not fully in season here in the UK. The strawberries and the blackberries are not only from the UK, but they're also locally grown. I can't believe, well I can believe, that I've got the whole summer ahead of me with fresh berries. And also now that it's like warmer, now that summer's on its way, I will be eating a lot more fruit. I'll be going hardcore. I'll be going ham on the fruit. Then I also have some chopped up gala apple, which is also locally grown. And then I have some chopped up banana. Whoa, okay, there we go. Just change color again. In the middle, I've got some of this granola. I do know what kind of granola it is. I just haven't tried it before. It's this one called Spoon. Gluten-free whole grain oats. That's obviously not why I buy it for gluten-free. I just bought it because it sounded good. Apple pieces, rapeseed oil, date syrup, almond butter. That's why I bought it. Flaked almonds and cinnamon. And then also on the side, I have got, well, it was a protein shake. It's just 1 scoop of the salted caramel maca Perform protein from Vivo Life, blended with some oat milk. And I was gonna just neck it down, but I think I'm going to, once I've stopped talking and I apply to face, I'm gonna pour this over as kind of like a high protein milk kind of situation, if you know what I'm saying. But guys, that is not the most exciting part of my breakfast. So the tahini, which I poured, as this is a new one, I feel like we should review it. Guys, would you believe that this is actually called liquid gold? Like, what? Not only is it called liquid gold, but it's in a glass jar. It's runny. Who the fuck made this? I think you know who made this. Yeah, I don't know, I'm struggling to tell you because I'm like too excited. I feel like I might either self-combust or explode. Is that the same thing? I don't even know. One of the top comments on all of my videos since I started my channel, whatever, like 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, has always been, okay Miles, but where can I get good, runny, proper Arabic tahini? And I've never been able to answer people properly because obviously people live in different countries. Some people don't have access to Arabic stores or like, you know, Turkish delis where I used to buy mine in plastic. And obviously as the king of tahini, I took it upon myself to create my own brand. Can we just take in the magnitude of this, please? My goal from the beginning of time has always been to provide people with proper runny Arabic tahini globally in an ethical, sustainable way. That delivers you the best quality stuff direct from Lebanon. So when I had this idea, again, like 1.5, 2 years ago, I was talking about it with some of my friends that you would have seen on my channel, Josh being one of them, Mr. Vivo Life, and Fitzy, and then one of my other friends, Charlotte. We sat down and we were like, imagine if we could actually supply good tahini to most of the world, again, in an ethical, sustainable way, and provide you with the proper stuff. And one thing that really has always annoyed me is that a lot of people will go and buy tahini, well, what they think is tahini, and it's actually just thick, bitter sludge, and then therefore they're put off and they think that that's what tahini is. It's just a big disservice and a big misrepresentation of what tahini actually is and what it stands for, because it's such a big part of Middle Eastern culture, and actually now it's such a big part of global culture because everyone is catching on, everyone wants liquid gold, and I'm here to provide. So yeah guys, let me introduce you to the birth of liquid gold tahini. Like I said, we've been working on this for the last 1.5 years. If you guys remember, if you followed me on Instagram for that long, last year around this time, when I was in that big tahini factory, if I've got a picture, I'll insert it. And I was kind of taking the piss and I was holding like a huge, like industrial sized jar of tahini. Me and my friends were driving around to different factories, tasting different tahinis, and you know how specific I am. We tried so many, some were too thick, some were too thin, some were too bitter. And I was like, okay, it's time. It's time to create, once and for all, it's time to create proper liquid gold that you can buy. This is a bit of a monumental moment in time. This is the birth. Look at the texture. Look at the texture. Look at the texture. This didn't even need to be churned. That is real tahini, liquid motherfucking gold. The amount of times I've told people to go to their local Arabic stores, and yes, sometimes you can find good runny ones, but again, they all come in plastic. So it's not ethical, it's not sustainable, and that's why liquid gold was born. We are shipping to the whole of Europe, UK, the whole of US, and Canada as well. And then soon after that, we hope to be shipping to Australia as well. So yeah, this is a big ass jar. It's 600 grams, which means it'll probably last me about 4 days. Just wanted to point out that I'm well aware that whilst I'm talking about the importance of using glass rather than plastic, that there's a big plastic bottle next to me in this clip. So I'm just calling myself out before anyone else does. But in my defense, I bought it at the airport because my glass bottle smashed and it got recycled. So honestly, like, I know I've done a lot of crazy things and also a lot of big things in my life. I never like to give myself compliments. Like, I'm very negative when it comes to myself. But the fact that now we've developed a product that means that people in most parts of the world can have the proper runny Arabic stuff delivered to your doorstep, like, I don't know, for me, I feel like it's my biggest achievement so far. Don't worry, I will still continue to review nut butters on this channel, but this will be the last ever tahini I review on this channel, because now that liquid gold is finally here, and when I tell you it's the best of the best, like the creme de la creme, nothing's ever gonna top this. But we still need to review it. So like I've already shown you, the texture is on point. So that already gets a 10 out of 10. Oh, fuck me, guys. Guys, I don't even need to taste it. I mean, I've already been through a whole jar. I just feel like I need a big mouthful. And obviously these are big jars, so for normal people, unlike me, this should last you and your family a while. But like I said, right now our first orders are limited, and I know they're gonna go fast, so I'll leave the link down below, and I want each and every one of you who tries this to give me your honest feedback and tell me how much you enjoyed it, how many orgasms it gave you. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it as much as me and eat it with love, and yeah, link down below. This is what we do, right? This is how we do it. We're gonna put some of the protein. Oh, look, it's all frothy as well. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Let's give this granola a try. It's very cinnamon dominant, but I respect that. So anyways, I'm gonna go apply to face. I'll see you guys at lunch, and oh yeah, I dyed my hair blue. So you might be thinking, Miles, what are you doing? What are you doing with blue hair? The thing is, I don't have the answer. My hair was getting too long, right? That was the story. It's just a bush. It was just a big blonde bush. Well, actually, it was like half blonde, half black. Actually, do you know what happened, actually? There's like 3 stories in one here. I'm getting a bit confused. About a month ago, no, actually, it was right before lockdown. It was like 2 days before lockdown. I flew to the States. Yeah, I flew to the States. I know it confused a lot of you guys on my Instagram stories, but I did fly all the way to the States, like literally the day before they announced like the border control and that USA was going into lockdown, which it went into lockdown before we did here in the UK. This trip had been planned for months. The flights were already booked. My friends were already out there. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, as long as I get there, and remember when I flew, I didn't know that they were going into lockdown or anything. That decision was made while I was in the air, which was really annoying because otherwise I wouldn't have gone. So I flew all the way to LA and thinking, okay, even if I get stuck there for a few months, I've got family there. I've got family in Orange County. I've got a lot of friends there, Brian, Sammy, obviously Amanda as well. So, you know, I had lots of people that I could have potentially stayed with, but I didn't want to get stuck in a city that was locked down and everything was shut. So then I had to panic buy a ticket back the next day. I flew all the way back the next day. So I was basically in the air for like 30 hours in the space of 2 days. And I just never told you about it because I don't know why, I just didn't. But the reason I'm telling you about it now is because my good friend, one of my best friends, Sammy, as in Brian's girlfriend, she always dyes her hair like the most amazing colours. And when we were hanging out together in London Veg Fest last year, she had like the most, I'll insert a picture, She had like the most amazing like aqua blue kind of hair. And then she said she thought I could rock it, and I was like, do you know what? Do you know what, yeah? So the plan was that when I was out there, my hair was blonde and she was gonna dye it blue or aqua like her. But then obviously had to fly all the way back. Then my hair just turned into a bush. And I was like, do you know what? I'm in lockdown, I don't really care. I'm just gonna dye it blue myself. So I'll actually insert a picture of the hair dye that I use, because I want you to all know that it was vegan and cruelty free. In fact, when I searched men's blue hair dye on Amazon, it was the first thing that came up, which was really good. I think it's called Blue Fox, Silver Fox. The reason it went this dark is because I left it on for an hour, and you're only supposed to leave it on for half an hour. Oof. Oh, that crack, guys. So, whoa, okay. So I am having half of a watermelon. I might eat the whole thing. When it comes to watermelon, my stomach, I know you all know my stomach's a big black hole anyway, but when it comes to watermelon, like, you have no idea. You actually have no idea. But it's also the thing that I enjoy most in the world, apart from tahini and sex, together sometimes as well. This is my first watermelon since, oh my god, since Bali. Since Bali, guys, so it's been January, February, March, April. It's been 4 months since I've had watermelon, which is a bit of a crime. But like I said in my last video, it's also a crime to buy them when they're not in season. But one of my friends told me that the ones from Costa Rica are really sweet. Cheers. I'm gonna be honest, it's not that sweet, but it's still refreshing. It will do for now. I feel like watermelon is the best, like, post-workout rehydration, full of electrolytes thing to have after a workout, because it rehydrates you as well, and then, like, you know what I mean. So for lunch, I am making some pasta. I feel like I eat pasta a lot when I make what I eat in a day. I really am a pasta person now. After 20 million years of trying to deny that I am. But when I do make pasta, I always try, I don't know, kind of get the most out of it, so to speak. I'm not saying that like regular pasta is unhealthy or anything, because it's not, but if I want a meal that's really gonna fill me up and give me more sustenance, give me longer lasting energy, then I always opt for a higher protein pasta. So today I'm using some chickpea pasta. In fact, I always use chickpea pasta. I never use red lentil pasta. And don't even get me started on that black bean pasta. That stuff is actual, I mean, it's like whole earth level of dog shit. And then I'm gonna show you how to make the best tomato tahini sauce. I will admit, the reason I came up with this sauce, is because I saw a lot, like back in the day I used to watch like a lot of raw vegan channels, and like one of the like popular dressings they used to make was like blended up tomatoes with tahini and sometimes mango as well, which, yeah, that's a nice dressing, but it's even better hot. So what I'm gonna do is I heat up just a jar of like tomato pasta sauce. When it's hot, then you stir in some liquid gold and you get the most delicious, like silky, creamy sauce. So that's what we're doing. Bit too much. I'm gonna heat this pasta sauce up and then drizzle in, pour in a lake of liquid gold, and it makes the most silky, beautiful sauce. Okay, now this is warm. Drizzle in some beautiful, actual liquid gold. Just wanted to say, I know some of you will be thinking, wow, that's a lot of food. Two things. Number one, I do eat a lot of food. But number two, I'm making multiple batches. Pretty much any time I cook, as you would have seen in my other what I eat in a days, if you've seen them, like whenever I roast veggies, like do tray bakes, pasta, like sweet potatoes, whatever I'm cooking up, I always make extra, because even though I like to eat good, I'm lazy. So it just means I've got an extra meal the next day, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna throw in some cucumbers and tomatoes for a little bit of a fresh, crunchy thingamajigam. And the sauce. Smells so good. Can we just appreciate the creaminess? Also wanted to say, if you don't have tahini to make the sauce, which after this video you all should, you could also use hummus. So just like regular tomato sauce from a jar, or of course you can make your own, and then put in a few tablespoons of good creamy hummus, you'll get the same effect. So damn creamy. I'm also, well, there we go. I'm also going to, I have a tiny bit, the wrong side, Miles. I'm gonna give us a sprinkle. Hemp seeds for some crunch, extra protein, omega-3s. And guys, I'm telling you, just 2 ingredients, the best pasta sauce you will ever have in your life. And happily apply to face. Cheers. Anyways, I'm gonna go munch, and you all know what's coming next. Cheers. Guys, I thought it would only be fair just to balance this video out a bit. Considering we've already just reviewed the best company in the world, Liquid Gold, I thought we'd also review one from the worst, whole arse. Guys, I swear, the nerve of this company still coming out with new flavors. I did put a picture of this on my story, and I was like, guys, we know it's gonna get a 0. Do I review it, or do I just not waste my moolah? And like 90% of you said you wanted a review. I don't know why, I don't know who, I don't know how. For those of you that don't know, this is the most offensive brand in the world. Their peanut butters are, bloody hell. The only texture I can describe it to is the kind of stuff that they put in your teeth to use as filling. So like essentially cement. This is their new limited edition. It says a healthier chocolate spread, whole earth, chocolate hazelnut, smooth peanut butter. Smooth peanut butter. The ingredients are roasted peanuts, hazelnut paste, date powder, cocoa powder, peanut oil, sustainable palm oil. That's not even a thing. I'm not gonna have this with celery. I'm just gonna go in, look. It's a weapon. It's nothing but a weapon. Guys, the nerve. At this point, I actually think that this company is just taking the piss, you know? They are taking the poo-tang. They are laughing at us whilst we spend our coin on this kind of sludge. I'm just gonna go in for a forkful. Fucking disgusting. It's not overly salty, because normally like their peanut butters or any kind of things that they put in a jar are just like saltier than the ocean, literally. It's not that, and the flavor's also not that bad, but it's just the texture. I actually think that they've put super glue in there and they just forgot to write it on the ingredients, because like literally that mouthful, it glued my mouth together for like 3 minutes before I could tell you how shit it was. Anyways, I'll see you at dinner. So later that evening, I cracked open another watermelon, because if I'm being honest, the one I had earlier was trash. But this one was sweet, so refreshing and juicy. Guys, if you only knew how excited I am for watermelon this summer. Can't even tell you. And for my actual dinner, I had some of my favorite Linda McCartney vegan sausages. These are the red pepper and chorizo flavor ones. They're my current favorite ones. They're the bomb. I made a big salad, of course, with lots of dark leafy greens, tossed it with some hemp seeds and some garlic infused olive oil. And of course, you can never have a salad or any dinner without avocado. And this one was perfecto. So creamy, so smooth. just love it. And also with it, I had some of the veggies from earlier, which I made with the pasta. And guys, I never show you this, but I am a ketchup addict. I put it on everything, literally. I'm not ashamed of it at all. Maybe I should be. Anyways, guys, as always, I'm sending you all so much love. Don't forget to get yourself some liquid gold, and I'll see you on the next video. Laters.